Hey guys, what's up? It's Cameron, and I know I haven't made a video in quite some time. It's been a very hectic couple of weeks for me. Not only did I have exams, but then I had homecoming week with my fraternity, and then a couple of road trips, and some other big things that you guys will see pretty soon. But regardless, it's been a hectic time for me. I am a full-time college student, so that means juggling that on top of all of my other responsibilities and side hustles and pursuits and ambitions definitely is a lot. So I'm definitely at about the busiest time of my absolute life right now, but I'm still able to get everything done. And I think that comes down to a couple of tips and tricks. And this is what motivated me to make this video for you guys, because I know if I'm going through some challenging times when I feel pretty overwhelmed and have a lot going on, then I'm willing to bet that a lot of you guys can feel the same way. As college students, we always have a lot going on. There's always a lot of temptations to go out and to other things that maybe aren't the most productive for our academic or professional careers. But at the same time, college is a lot about having fun. And so it's important that you're also able to make the most of your social life on campus as well. So in today's video, I'm just gonna talk through a couple of tips and lessons I've learned along the way through my 3.5 years so far here at UF. These are all things that should help you be able to manage everything going on in your life and make sure that you can get done everything that you need to get done. With this being said, let's get into the first thing. So I made a video pretty similar to this my freshman spring, but now that I have a couple more years under my belt and a little bit more credibility, I think I'm allowed to say the tip again. But the biggest thing that changed my entire life and productivity is simply a to-do list. So my freshman fall, I definitely didn't have a to-do list. I always had a list in my mind of things I kind of needed to get done during the day, but I never had anything written down. And this definitely allowed me to forget about things, whether it were meetings or assignments, and this just wasn't good. It was only a couple of months into my college career that I decided to start writing things down, and that really just changed everything. So ever since then, and every single day for about the last 3 years, every single night when I go to bed, I always write down my to-do list for the next day. So currently I do it on my phone just because I always have my phone with me, but I know a lot of people also enjoy writing it down, whether in a notebook or just on a post-it note, somewhere that is actually physical and maybe not just on your phone. Also, some people like to kind of stay removed from their to-do list, so maybe they type it out on their laptop or on their computer. Regardless of whatever platform you use to create your to-do list, the general idea is going to remain the same. It's all about writing down the things that you want to get done the next day. So I know there's a lot of different ways you can do it. You can be very specific, I see a lot about breaking everything down into 15-minute time intervals, or even listing out the top priority first and everything else after that. There are a lot of different approaches to how to set up your to-do list, and I think honestly all of them work, and it kind of depends on who you are as a person and what you are intrinsically motivated by. So even if you're not writing out your to-do list on your laptop or on your computer, I think it's still really important to have a laptop that you love writing on. And I have a lot of assignments with school that require a good amount of typing. And I know I've talked about it a lot in other videos, but my Dell XPS 15 laptop is honestly just the best typing experience I've ever had. Also, the laptop does have a 15-inch touchscreen, so there's plenty of screen real estate to go through, scroll through all my different Word docs, and keep up to date on whatever project it is that I have. At the same time, it's not all work on this laptop. I do also enjoy watching Netflix and TV shows, YouTube videos on the laptop. Like I said, with the 15-inch screen, it is huge. Also, the sound quality is very good. So whether I'm watching it here on my monitors or I'm in bed just chilling after a long day, this is definitely the laptop that helps me get it all done. If you're interested in purchasing your own laptop or monitor or keyboard or mouse, definitely check out Dell's website. You won't be disappointed. Now back to the video. So for myself, on my to-do list, I usually just write out the things I want to do in order of how I want to do them throughout the day. So I write down a lot on my to-do list. I think this is a big thing that some people kind of gloss over. For myself, I have a daily wake-up routine. I write down, I want to wake up at 8:30. Then I want to read the Morning Brew newsletter. Then I want to write in my notebook. I want to reflect on yesterday. These are 3 things that are pretty easy. They don't really require too much effort from me, but there are still things I want to write down on my to-do list nonetheless. I think when you start out your to-do list with just the one big main objective of your day, it can be kind of intimidating or daunting when you don't get it done right away. For myself, I have 3 things that as soon as I wake up, within 15 minutes, I can be all done with them and just feel good about checking some things off the to-do list. Then as the day progresses, it really depends on whatever I have going on. So obviously if I have classes, I'll write that down. If I have homework or meetings, obviously I will write that down. But I usually try to keep it in track of how my day is going and laid out. So I don't do this too intricately. I don't have timestamps or anything like that, but I do always set a time for lunch. This means then on the to-do list, the first half is pretty much stuff I want to get done before lunch, and from there on after lunch. I usually hope to be done with most of my work around dinner time, so that's why I don't necessarily have that written out. But I've just found this to be what works best for me. I know a lot of people might have other ideas about the best format for them. So I know this seems so simple. I'm totally aware of that, but realistically, having a to-do list and checking things off really does, motivate you. As when you check something off, you're then motivated to check another thing off, and it just helps you get through the day and get so much more done. I remember when I first started out doing this, whenever I go to sleep at night, I would think of more things that I wanted to add to my to-do list. I treated it as a game, and I think this is a pretty good way to do it, just because as soon as you start being very productive, you then realize just how much you can get done with your time. Especially in college, there's always more you can do. So whether that's another assignment that might be due in a couple of days or studying a little bit more for an exam, there's always something that you can do. And I think that when creating these to-do lists and getting through those to-do lists, it really allows you to see just how much time you have in your day and really motivates you to get way more done than you might otherwise do. This really is 100% the reason and what I credit getting through these last few years to. I've remained a full-time college student. I post several videos a month. I apply for jobs and internships and interviews, and it's just been a lot. But I think I'm able to keep track of it all simply because of my to-do list. I live and die by my to-do list, and I know that might not be the healthiest thing at all times, but that's definitely what's best for myself at this current state in my life. I understand I'm doing a lot of work every single day, but the thing is, when I'm finished my to-do list, if I'm able to check everything off, that means I had an absolutely productive day, and that means that I can fully enjoy the rest of my time because it means I have absolutely no stress. I think this is where a lot of people kind of fall into some issues where, they procrastinate studying by watching a couple episodes of Netflix, or they go to the gym or things like this. But for myself, I hold off. I'm really good at delayed gratification. I hold off on some of these, pleasurable activities, you could say, until I finish the work. And as a result of this, it makes those pleasurable activities even better. So if I wait to watch an episode on Netflix until I finish all my work, that just means that when I'm watching Netflix later at night, I can fully relax and enjoy it. The same can be said with hanging out with friends or going to work out or a million different things. And I think that's a really good way to live, because that means that when my to-do list is done, I'm fully checked out for the day and I can do whatever I want and enjoy the day even more. So this really has allowed me to be even happier, because in the past, if I had a social obligation, with my fraternity and I hadn't finished all my work, then I wouldn't necessarily be able to enjoy it to the best of its capabilities. So I know I've just been rambling out forever, but this 100% is one tip that completely changed my entire college experience, and it's not something I plan on stopping anytime soon. Like I said before, it doesn't really matter the format of your to-do list or where you write it down, phone, laptop, piece of paper. All that matters is that you have one. I really hope you guys take this advice. It certainly will change your life. Even if you're skeptical, I beg you to just try it for one day and see how you like it. And with that being said, that's gonna wrap up the video. As always, if you guys have any questions at all, you can reach out to me on Instagram right here at Galbraith. I'd love to answer any questions you guys have. And check out the Dell website. The link is in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Peace.
Yeah. Unknown brain.